What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Beck, aka Dansweight here, and welcome to the first live stream of 2025. Let's do our sound check before we get rolling for this first session, and we'll get stuck into some good old-fashioned Nemesis battles. Alrighty, seems like the sound is working. Starting the year off in a good way. I hope that everybody had a good Christmas/New Year period. Good to see you guys once again. Hopefully be another good year of streaming. 2024 was the first year where I kind of consistently had a stream going pretty much every 2 weeks for the whole year, which by my previous standards is a huge jump up in terms of live streams. The target is generally the same for this year. I'm not trying to increase my output of streaming or anything like that. I'm happy with where I'm at. It's still, as I predicted it would be, it's a pretty nice balance between being able to do something different and fun with you guys, and also getting to still focus on my day-to-day normal video content, which is, in terms of schedule and output, is heavier than it's ever been. So I kind of need the time to be able to do it all. And so far, at least, it's been working pretty well. And thanks to generosity from people like Jimples, who already gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. We can keep this gig going and hopefully continue to enjoy many more streams together. So while we wait for some more people to come in, let me talk a little bit about what's going to happen in this session in case you missed the previous stream or you didn't watch the VODs that I uploaded for it. So yes, the title says a fight I skipped for 15 years. And obviously the question some of you might be asking is why? Why did you skip it? So basically in the last session, we had a look at the Monster Arena and Shinryu in particular. And so basically, as someone who did the No Sphere Grid Challenge way back in the day, obviously one of the things that we tried to do as No Sphere Grid Challenge runners was to try to complete the entirety of the Monster Arena. And everything is possible in the Monster Arena until you get to Shinryu. And in the last session, we kind of basically experimented around, and I tried to prove to you guys why, for all intents and purposes, it basically is impossible. I think after kind of showcasing the fight and spending a bit of time with it, we crunched some numbers, and I think we arrived at a stupid number what was it, 1 in 86 octillion chance of winning, based on the RNG that we would need from Shinryu to win that fight. And so it was a totally insane number if you tried to write it all out, and it's not a number that's realistically worth trying in any kind of length of time. Almost 86 cotillion, that is true. So yeah, that's the conclusion we came to. And well, back in the day when this challenge was a lot fresher and people were more actively trying it, so let's say 2000 and honestly 2002 to maybe 2009, 2010, there were discussions about Shinryu and can it be done, is there any other way, all that kind of stuff. And even way back then we kind of came to the conclusion that it's not really feasible, it's not going to work. And especially back then, I think because the HD remaster version didn't even exist, the game wasn't available on Steam, the opportunities that you had for playing the game on platforms other than the PS2 was pretty limited, obviously, especially in the earliest days. And as a result, I think there was much more of a purist mentality about challenges, which is something I always greatly admired, and it's something I stuck to quite a lot myself in my earliest challenge days. Obviously nowadays things are a little bit different, but in those days it definitely was definitely like that. And of course, if you are of a more purist mindset, if you're doing a challenge like this and they say that Shinryu is impossible, then it so follows that basically there's no point fighting Nemesis in this challenge, because obviously if you can't defeat Shinryu, you can't unlock Nemesis. Therefore Nemesis wasn't really thought about too much in the challenge back in the day, because there was never a legitimate way to beat Shinryu in the first place. So that's why Nemesis, even though it's more possible than Shinryu, people, and myself included, were always we just put it on the back burner and never really cared too much, because, as I say, there was no legit way to get to it. And so for me, I turned my attentions much more firmly towards Dark Anima, and the rest is history. Now, all these years later, since I wanted to kind of come back and clear out a little bit of unfinished business with regards to this challenge, with all of the tools that we have nowadays, and the fact that obviously the channel has so much reach and so many people watching it, including a lot of people that are very, very knowledgeable about the game, I thought let's just revisit Shinryu one more time. Let's have a look at the fight, kind of a little bit of nostalgia, and we'll see if anybody in the chat comes up with some crazy genius thing that had never been thought of for all these years. And unfortunately that didn't happen. We reached the same conclusion we reached all those years ago, that Shinryu is still basically impossible. But at the end of the day, I've always been curious about Nemesis and how it could work. And let's just say we did find a way past Shinryu. Could it be a fun fight? How would it work? Can we beat it? And what is the situation going to be? And so that is why, having skipped this fight for 15 years pretty much, I am finally here to try and defeat Nemesis in No Sphere Grid. So that is the general idea. And yeah, we did have some pretty ingenious ideas in the previous session, but unfortunately none of them worked. I mean, it was kind of fun. We got to, even though you're not allowed to, we got to like petrify the characters underwater because of the Farplane editor and stuff that we have. We tried a few tricks that aren't even possible, and we still couldn't really make it happen. And so it does seem that, for now at least, it continues to be the case that there is no miracle way to get past Shinryu. If that ever changes, if anyone ever figures that out, they will be an absolute legend of the community. So I will once again throw the gauntlet down. Like, No Sphere Grid Shinryu is not a fight that you can win by just trying over and over again. But there may still be the tiniest chance that there is something there, some tiny loophole, something that's not been tested or overlooked, or that's even some kind of bug or glitch that somehow gives us a way through. And if that ever happens, and if you're the first person to upload it and prove it, then that would be insane. And I'd be the first to congratulate you and like make a video about it myself, because that would be truly insane. But yeah, for this session, we are going to be fighting Nemesis. We gave it a brief go in the last session, but my team was set up for facing Dark Anima. And so a few things weren't quite set up the way that they normally would be. So, for example, Cindy had pretty low health, and that's not how you're supposed to try and fight Nemesis in this one. And so what I did before starting today's session, I kind of got everybody back up to scratch. And I'm pretty sure that this team of Aeons should be, at least stats-wise, they're able to get the job done. So, again, if you were truly doing this in like purest No Sphere Grid form, this is... I think because of the MP, forget the MP, you can bring the MP down to base, but getting all the HP up and all the stats up this high, many thousands of hours to try and do this. So yeah, that was not something I ended up doing, ever. So, what we're going to do, I think the first thing I want to have a look at is actually start the fight and see how my characters even fare, because I'm not sure that this is going to kind of work out like how Dark Anima would, where we're going to be swapping and changing at all. I kind of feel like the Aeons have to do, like the Maga Sisters have to do the entire job here. So let's start this fight. Once again, as usual, I have the Carithian tweak on to remove the battle theme, but in the Monster Arena it just doesn't play ball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've given up. For the Monster Arena, I have to deal with the copyright issues afterwards. But yeah. So, when we're facing Dark Anima, of course, it ends up being a bit of a dance between your three main characters. And, well, four, I guess, because you use Waka as well. And, obviously, the Maga Sisters, or any shield Aeons that you use. And there is this kind of back and forth. Now, the reason that that's the case is because Dark Anima, other than its overdrive, it doesn't actually have a move that can wipe out the whole party in one hit. Despite how powerful it is, it can't do that. But Nemesis is a different kind of beast because he has the Ultra Spark move. And Ultra Spark is the kind of move that's going to hit everyone for like 30,000 damage or something like that. And obviously that's going to wipe out the whole party. And it can use it relatively regularly. So can we keep our party out for an extended period of time? What can we do? I don't really know. If it's the case that we can't, it's very unrealistic to do that. We kind of have to figure out a way to try and beat Nemesis purely using the Maga Sisters and trying to use stuff like Auto Life with them to survive the Armageddon move and then kind of regroup. So for now, I'm just literally just gonna take some turns, just see what happens here. What is the situation here? And then we'll start to try to build something and see how we go. So there's the intro. Definitely more of us have popped in. So welcome again to everybody. Thank you for joining me today for the first live stream of 2025. Let's get going with some No Sphere Grid Nemesis attempts. Without in-game sound, you put your own background music. Yeah, I guess it could work, but I'd have to set up the whole. I'd have to set things up differently for that. But you are right; it definitely could work. But it's something I didn't think about, to be honest. Okay, so for now, let's let Nemesis have a few turns here. So if we do a weapon change. It's not too bad. So we'll talk more about the mechanics and stuff a little bit later, but for now I just want to see. So I think when you see Ethereal Cannon, based on the mechanics, you should be seeing Ultra Spark on the very next turn. And obviously that's a problem. So we have 2 people with auto life. These are basically scenarios that could kind of happen if the Magus Sisters get killed or you dismiss them. So we need to kind of have a look at how this works. So this is Ultra Spark. Just put Hymn of the Faith as a background. Honestly, in general, just the whole like remove battle theme has worked so well for so much of the game. There's been a few instances where like the area music hasn't really suited it very well, but in general, it's been pretty good. Zero Cannon again. Yeah. So that Ultra Spark just comes around very quickly. And so I'm not really sure we can keep our characters out for a sustained period of time. So my gut reaction to the whole thing was maybe seeing if you could use... you could kind of do it the opposite way around. So keep the Magus Sisters out. And then when it's Armageddon time, dismiss them and have your characters basically tank it instead. But I think when they come back, they need too many turns to be able to basically resummon. And then we just get killed by Ultra Spark. So I think it's looking like it's one of these where even though it's a No Sphere Grid challenge, technically, I think the Aeons have to do all of the work. Because I'm not seeing how we can really keep the party alive for any period of time here. So there's no point doing Hyper Mighty Guard now, because we know Ultra Spark's not next. By the way, the battle theme thing worked. This time. It seems random. I've been looking for a pattern for that and I haven't found one. It just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, people enjoying Nemesis's nails. I always found that more for Ultima's design. Ultima had the nicer earrings too. So next up, basically, I think while the characters are out, you need to try and just keep as many turns as possible. So don't do anything that's going to take up any turns. You already have very low agility as it is. And then after Ethereal Cannon... Oh, fuck. Yeah, so much for that. Yeah. Rip. I guess you already used it. I wasn't paying attention. Early session. But that kind of makes things even worse. Because the Ultra Spark just happens so frequently that... I want to realistically see, like, what is the biggest gap you could have between Ultra Sparks. Yeah, I got distracted by the nails, 100%. He's gonna start ignoring us again, like in pens. Honestly, once things really get going, if I feel like I have a chance, then I might have to really like lock in and ignore the chat a little bit. I'll try not to. Because again, Nemesis is another one of those where you have to kind of do the whole counting thing, track its moves, all of that kind of stuff. So now it's either going to be an attack or it's going to be Ultra Spark. Right. Yeah, okay. So what we need to see is what happens after Ultra Spark. Can we recover quickly enough that we can do something before the next one? If the delay is too big and you basically always get hit with two, like, Ultra Sparks back to back, then you're kind of screwed. Then it really feels like the Mega Sisters have to do it all. So here's move number 1. What's next? Okay. Let's move number 2. Let's move number 3. I think for this one I got a little bit lucky because it chose to attack instead of going back into the ethereal cannon loop. Yeah, so now that's starting. This is attack number 4 since I got KO'd. So this is not looking good because I think this has been decent RNG. Yeah, so 5 turns back to back and a second Ultra Spark before I get to move. So it does seem to me like we have to rely fully on the Mega Sisters here to do the entire job. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. I think for these kind of battles, it's always a bit more fun when you get to kind of swap between characters and Aeons. But I have a feeling that for this one, it's not very feasible. So I think for the first time, we are going to summon the Mega Sister straight away in this one. Ambushed. That's a bit rude. I kind of want to start again. I don't want to start with an ambush. I need to get a head start in the fight. And yeah, I do have, if we end up managing to beat Nemesis in this session, and well, especially ahead of schedule, then I do have the next thing that I want to do as well, which should be quite fun. So I've got a couple more things planned after No Sphere Grid Nemesis as well. We're going to be having a look at No Sphere Grid Penance. Just again, it's kind of same idea as Shinryu, just to have a look at the fight and just to kind of test a few things, experiment with it, do some cheating, hacks, see like how it works, that kind of thing. And then we're going to be revisiting Dark Anima one more time because there's something, one more thing left in that fight that I'm kind of curious to investigate, and I now have the tools to do it. So one thing at a time, but we're going to stick with Nemesis for the time being. How about Silent Hill 2 with just pipe? Apparently, based on the ending stats for Silent Hill 2, I used the pipe about 2/3 of the time for 2/3 of my kills, something like that. So I was pretty happy with that, honestly. Is Penance undefeated in No Sphere Grid? No, because you can use Zanmato. But he's undefeated in No Sphere Grid, no Zanmato. How many episodes left of Silent Hill 2? I'm right at the end of editing it now, actually. I think somewhere around 44, 45 episodes. Because what I want to do, apparently there's 8 endings. I'm mentioning this like in the overlay, it says please don't discuss ongoing LPs, but since this is more about like administrative logistic stuff, episode counts and stuff, I'm gonna talk about it. The game basically apparently has 8 different endings. I obviously got 1 out of 8 endings, and I am very curious about what happened in the rest of them. And so what I will do, I'm sure there's going to be a million YouTube videos about here's all of the endings of Silent Hill Remake back to back. And I want to kind of do a bit of a reaction like I did with the ending of Sekiro, actually, the other options for Sekiro. So I want to kind of watch through the other endings and kind of just react to them and just kind of talk about them and see what happens and see if I can piece together more of the story. So for Silent Hill 2 viewers, thank you for your support for that series. There should be about 10 episodes to go from where I am now. So about 44, 45 in total, hopefully. So stay patient. It will get completed soon on the channel. Okay, let's get down to business. Who do you think will get beaten No Sphere Grid first, Penance or Shinryu? Penance is orders of magnitude less likely than Shinryu as it stands. So the 86 octillion that we have for Shinryu, it's even worse. Did I get ambushed again? I didn't notice it. I didn't get ambushed again. It's even worse for for penance. Christopher, thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate it. Any tips for the Chocobo race? It's the only completed. I think tips-wise is, other than the obvious practice, I feel like don't be afraid to kind of throw away attempts where the first set of balloons don't kind of work in your favor. I think almost all of the successful attempts that you'll have one of those situations where the balloons spawn in like a really nice line. So basically, if you get a spawning where you can get the first 6 or 7 balloons pretty much without having to do anything, by the time you even turn the first corner, then you know you're in with a big chance and that you should really like zone in and focus on that one. And then other than that, I think I still use the D-pad for my Chocobo racing. I tend to find that it works better. And especially if you picked up a lot of the balloons early on, I think later on you kind of sacrifice a little bit and maybe take like wider lines and not go for the absolute kind of shortest route possible. So stuff like that. Unfortunately, too much of it is still random for there to be any real like solid tips, I think. But that's the deal. So now, what I'm thinking is there a chance to get a double combined powers here? Because this guy, once he uses Ultra Spark, everybody's cursed, so I can't use another overdrive. So we could knock off like 1.2 million just by using these overdrives. So let's see what happens. If you didn't get the best restart, yeah, it's true. It's just that's why I still think the biggest problem for Chocobo racing is that it doesn't have a quick restart. If you could just see like the balloon spawn, and if you don't like it, just restart quickly, it would save so much pain for so many people. Okay, so this guy counters with Ultima whenever he receives special damage, but because of our high magic defense, it shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, 5,700, good with that. That's a +3, I think. So I've got to try and keep note of these. I probably won't do it very accurately for now. We're still in testing mode, but we'll see how it goes. So that was one of them. I'm literally just going to do it again. The one bad thing about this fight is that because you can't directly, I think, target Nemesis, because you have to just select the command, and it doesn't let you put your cursor on Nemesis specifically, I can't actually see how much HP Nemesis has left. Another Ultima. But yeah, some good advice coming in. Stay away from the other runner. Stay away from Summoner. Just stay away from things in 5 fancy 10. It's a good rule. I advise to figure out how to avoid the birds, then keep trying to get a run with the balloons on that path. Yeah, I think that's definitely very helpful. Twice. 5. I think we're on 8 now. Can someone mod in an easy mode for the Chocobo race? All balloons spawn in every location. That's a good question for Karifian. I wonder if he's able to do some kind of mod to have only like the best balloon spawn, like just make that spawn happen every time. And so that takes away one variable. It just makes every attempt have the best possible layout. It'd be like a nice middle ground for people that still want to have the feeling of actually doing it instead of just hacking through. Okay. So we've already done 1.2 million damage. I think this is a pretty good way to start. And I think the added benefit here is that a lot of what these guys do is it also has a motivation stat. So if anyone's curious and they want to dig deep into how the Magus Sisters work mechanically, I would recommend, I think it was written in 2004, there's an FAQ that's literally all about the Magus Sisters and like each of these variables, what are the probabilities that they appear and what are the probabilities of each move within each of these. And a lot of them have literally a stat called motivation in there. And so, for example, let's say you say fight. There is a small chance that Cindy will just take a break and not listen to you. But if your motivation stat is higher, then there's more chance that she will actually take action. And so the way it works is that their motivation can go from 0 to 100. And when they first get summoned, their motivation begins at 50. And so it starts at 50, and if they do a delta attack together, they all get a +10 motivation. So if we did 2 of them, our motivation's at 70 already now. And so I think in terms of like the rest of the fight, I think that helps you to kind of get slightly more favorable outcomes depending on what you're looking for. So something like that. Okay. So now what I want is I need all of the sisters to have auto life, because obviously without that, we're not going to survive Armageddon. So let's do that. So after all of my motivation talk, someone said it, someone in the chat said it, right? Watch Cindy take a break. Aaron, you are absolutely right. That's how the Mega Sisters work, and that's why they are infuriating to use. And it's why some of these no sphere grid fights are so annoying. It's like, on the one hand, they are the reason it's possible, and on the other hand, they are also what make it so annoying to try and win. So yeah, we'll try and auto life, haste, a lot of the similar kind of things we're looking for compared to the Dark Anima fight, honestly. Shell, not that useful really. And for Mindy, we're going to need a Pasado. Now, one of the best things about this fight is that Pasado does a hell of a lot of damage. And that's something we're really going to lean on heavily here. So we've done 1.2 million already. And now we can add... Let's call that 30,000 a hit. It's 450,000 every time we use a Pasado. So that's huge. But yeah, that attack is also huge, and so now we need to kind of be careful. We're almost certainly going to take a second Ultra Spark before Armageddon happens. I'm going to try to see if I can do it without just counting the turns and just kind of freestyle it a little. They'd be really broken if you control them even without teaching them additional spells. Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a balancing act, but still. Let's try some more defense. I mean, basically, since Pasado does so much damage, I can rely on, I think, Sandy and Cindy in a more like support kind of thing. Like, these guys just keep going until they try to get haste and auto life and stuff. Maybe the real no sphere challenging friends are made along the way. Maybe you are right. Now, that was totally useless. This is a really bad set of moves that we've had. Thankfully, we still have the option to use Pasado here. Why does Mindy have little MP to influence Pasado usage? You're absolutely right. If she runs out of MP, then it's even less likely that she'll try to use some kind of magic or something like that. So, I think for now, just thinking. So for this one, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a mix of trying to use full life when I can, to leave them less vulnerable to Ultra Spark, because one of the biggest problems with this fight is that once these guys die, if they're revived with auto life, they only come back with 25,000 HP. And as you've seen, Ultra Spark hits for 30,000, and so they'll all get KO'd unless they come back with higher HP. So I'm like, do I take a risk and basically let Sandy and Mindy die so that I can full life them? Potentially. Maybe. I think I should auto life at least 2 of them at all times, but one of them I might try to bring back with full life. We'll see. I need haste. Oh my god, this is a seriously bad set of... Okay, my RNG's been terrible for Sandy. She's had 3 moves and she's done 1 shell that's been useful and nothing else. Now, Camisade, honestly, we don't really want here, because it's kind of slow. We want the normal physical attack. Oh, okay. We have a haste. I don't think we're in business here, because we're going to die soon. Especially Mindy, like Ultra Spark is coming soon. But hey, we'll take it. Oh, she didn't do it. Come on. There we go. But yeah, in no time at all, that's 500,000 damage from Mindy right there. Hoping this hits Cindy. Nope. Yeah. Let's see. One more time. This would be great. Oh, They're just not doing their one more times. We managed to get the haste, which is generally hard enough as it is. But then she didn't do the one more time. I was hoping to haste Cindy so that she could potentially full life twice quickly. But that didn't work very well. Let's keep doing this. I kind of want to do a no random battle challenge. It'd probably be easier in those videos, but at the same time you can't farm items. Yeah, that's a pretty popular challenge. It was, I think it was known as, back in the day, the acronym was like MFO, I think, mandatory fights only. That's what they called it. And it's one of those where you can either do it purely like that, or you can add extra things to it on top to make it even more challenging. It's up to you. 17 Master, I remember from back in the day from the forums. Good to see you, sir. You didn't miss too much. It's been a lot of just talking about what we're going to be doing and a little bit of early testing for now. And yes, there's been a lot of admiring Nemesis' nails. That's true. We have 2 auto lives anyway. I'm still going to leave it for now. See how it goes. So I think what I will need to do, as I say, I can't track how much damage I've done at this stage unless I go into far plane. So I'm going to have a quick look. How long am I streaming? For another 2.5 hours or so. That's the plan. Been here since... No, sorry, Dark Anima. Remember you said it at uni during a class? No, definitely not during, but I was at uni. I was in my 2nd year of uni at the time. Nearing the end of my 2nd year of uni. Ravik, appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the content. So, now, Armageddon has happened. But we survived Armageddon. So now, I think this is basically the main part of the fight here, where we need to recover as quickly as possible, and if we can't, then the fight's essentially over. So now it's like, do you put auto life on... well, she's going to prioritize revival first. But if Ultra Spark comes next, then we're kind of screwed. Life is not as great, but we can deal. So let's see what happens here. This is where basically the fight's going to go to shit. And the part of it we need to kind of navigate. So yeah, if you're ever in a situation where it's Armageddon followed by Ultra Spark immediately, then the fight's kind of over. Because basically, if this was like No So Good Dark Anima, what you would do is you would dismiss the sisters and then summon them back, and Cindy and Sandy would have 1 HP each. But as I've been testing early on, I just don't think there's a way to resummon after that happens. So let's test this. Let's see if we can find a way to summon one more time. I think if we get really good RNG, it's possible, but it seems pretty unlikely. Let's see. Damn, 235 of you in here. Busy today. Yeah, that kills all of our chances there, unfortunately. Yuna couldn't afford to get hit first. So yeah, 3 turns coming up, one of which is guaranteed to be Ultra Spark pretty much. And Yuna has no hope. She won't get a turn for a long, long time. So this attempt is essentially over. Nothing we can do here. Wow. I mean, 2 of them surviving, maybe? I just feel like nah. This is what I mean. I think once the sisters are dead, I think it's over. Now, I've mentioned this before. There is a video of No So Good Nemesis being defeated on YouTube. And it was by someone who hacked did a hacked fight of Shinryu in order to do it and just basically see if Nemesis was possible and to post like a winning battle of it. I haven't watched it. I don't know if they used the Maga Sisters for the entire fight. My guess is they probably did. But the video does exist. How powerful is this boss? Very. 10 million HP and an attack that can hit everybody for, well, at least 30,000. All the way up to complete max damage. So yeah, that's what happens when the sisters are gone. So that's a bit of a problem. Now I think here it's probably best to just reload the save because I would have lost my Aeon saves. I think Aeon overdrives. So we're going to reset here when this happens. And the soft reset mod in Untitled Project X, the mod I have on, it triggers an encounter to do it. So we're going to reload. What bosses aren't possible in No Sphere Grid? Technically, every single boss is possible, but only technically. Truly, realistically, Shinryu is impossible. Nemesis you just can't fight anyway, as a result of Shinryu being impossible, and Penance is also impossible. Hey Anna, welcome to stream, good to see you. Okay, let's try this again. So we really need to try and survive the Armageddon phase. I do feel like maybe we do kind of need auto life on everybody to have a chance. Okay. But I think using like the double overdrive from the start was probably a good idea. Blake, what are you trying to search for, my friend? You managed to get it right. You got the search and then the asterisks. There's a lot of moderator eyes on you. If you try anything funny. Let's start the same way as before then. I think I'm going to speed up here. Blake ain't saying much. Fair enough. Alright, so he comes back with that and then an ethereal cannon. And then we hit him with the second one. So, hold on, let's do a... Okay. I'm kind of curious to see how much damage I did in the last one. This time I need to remember to double check. Because I still landed a few Posados. I probably still did like 3 million damage or something. Damn, Ultra Spark ready. Yeah, I don't like the early Ultra Spark here. Okay. So, in that sense, I think getting Auto Life on there ASAP is still the move here. I think there's always more chance of getting life than auto life as well, which kind of makes it more difficult. Is there nothing that they can do to cure curse other than dying? I don't think they can cure curse other than dying, as you say. Damn it. Another ethereal cannon. Okay, at least the shell actually helped that time. I think a lot of it again comes down to haste. If you get that early haste, you can really build momentum fast against this guy. And it really helps Cindy to like revive anybody or to prep something. There you go. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Last time she did the normal attack, I really need that Posado. Oh. Let's just do one more time anyway. Sheesh. No Surrogate, no Posado run. I think that would be way harder. It just does so much damage. Okay, so Cindy has healed everybody. At this stage, if I go help each other, she's going to try and maybe do some Curaga stuff. Maybe it saves them from a death. So I'm not sure like whether I should just go on the attack, but Camisade is quite slow. So I'd rather not give away turns here. Let's see what she can do. Yeah, that's not bad. Come on, I need a Pasado. There we go. Okay, so now, one more time. Yes, we managed to get another haste. Okay, this is better, but then we're going to die soon. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Let's just keep going here. Hold on. I've not been keeping count properly. I had a good groove of it when we were doing the randomizer. I was able to track it better, but I kind of forgot how to do it. Basically, it's that whole thing between after Ultra Spark, if it uses an attack, I think it's either a +2 or a +3, because it can be either one, I think, or something like that. But I think I should at least have a rough idea of when it's coming next. Okay. Honestly, let's just keep going with the heals here. But I think she, if you say one more time, she always does it on Mindy. Just kind of, I need it to be on Cindy instead, so she survives. But this is going better. Basically, even if we get hit with Armageddon, if the last move that Sandy used was haste, then at least we can kind of get back up a little bit more quickly. Do Mega Sisters keep their buffs after dismissal? I'm pretty sure they do. But the fact that when they die, if you resummon them, well, if 2 of the 3 are dead, 1 or 2 of the 3 are dead, they come back with 1 HP. It's even bigger. Okay. I want to see if she can maybe prioritize somebody else. Alright, let's see. I don't think she necessarily does it on Mindy. It's been 3 times in a row on Mindy. Let's see what happens now. Are you sure about that, Carithian? Is that just RNG? She's got Curaga 4 times. Are you ever going to do the other Final Fantasy 16 DLC? Yes, I will. Soon. I think once I've cleared the way a little bit with Silent Hill being completed, I think that'll be a good time to do it. And then we can do Final Fantasy Tactics. Alright, can we get one more haste out of here? No. Okay, only 2, unfortunately. Right. Yeah, that's not good. So now we really need Cindy to get that auto life, otherwise we're kind of screwed. So let's keep going here. Mindy's done a lot of damage now. What, she gets another turn already? That's insane. Wow. Yeah, Mindy doing a great job. Now, I really need that auto life. Okay, good job. Good job. Now, I think I should keep just spamming this defense in the hope that I get haste to come up again. I really don't think I need the extra damage here and there from her. And I think this reduces ethereal cannon damage. Okay. So Armageddon should be soon. I think it's maybe one more turn and then Armageddon. You can't just win in the first hour of the stream. I mean, it kind of depends how it's all going to go after... I don't know how many Armageddons we really need to face, so let me check the damage. I've got Far Plane up, but I need to go to the battle menu to kind of see what's going on here. Okay. 6.2 million HP left, and that's also considering 1.2 million of it I kind of got for free because of the overdrives. So we're doing really well, but I think we'd need to survive at least 2, probably 3 Armageddons. So we'll see how that works. We don't get much choice here. One more time to as well. I think she wants to take a break. Oh, God. Yeah, good job, Cindy. Thank you for that. Okay, so I think this is ultimately, or is it a good thing? No, it's not a good thing, really. See, this is where it gets problematic because I think Armageddon is coming next. And obviously, I don't have the auto lives here. Let's see. I need Cindy to get that auto life back on herself instead of Sandy. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. Okay, so I've got to go for help each other. And these are the kind of RNG moments that can kind of decide the fight. Because I think basically, again, as soon as Cindy dies, we're also screwed because, well, the other sisters can't revive her, and I can't pull the old trick of just dismiss them and then resummon them with 1 HP. It won't work because, as you've seen, Nemesis just doesn't let you do that. So Cindy has to keep herself alive here. Let's see. Yeah. See what I mean? Like, you just get a random erratic move like that, complete throwaway. And so now I think it's Armageddon, and I think we're screwed. So don't worry, Francisco, it's not going to happen in the first hour. Oh. Wow, I thought that was Armageddon. I miscounted. It's got to be the next turn then. But we're still alive. We've still got one more chance here. Yeah, I'm going to need someone like Carifian to count for me. It's too hard. The chat's busy today. There's like almost 300 people today. And I want to make sure I'm trying to engage with people as well. Okay, Cindy, you got one more chance. You screwed it up last time. You thought it started an hour later. It always starts at the same time. It's one of these where I feel sad because I'm like, there's literally nothing more I can do. I set these watch pages up like a day before so that the link is live. People can hang out on the page, see the chat, see the stream is happening. I post on the social medias. I do it at the same time every time. So I don't know what else I can do. So it's a shame. I'm sorry, but gotta pay more attention. Okay, Cindy, please. Is Go-Go better for auto life? I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. Help each other should always be the best one for auto life, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's... yeah. I think it's offensive magic. Yeah, I can have another check on the damage, but unfortunately Cindy didn't play ball again. And I think this time, surely, it's got to be Armageddon. Yeah, it's just so, like... eager to use Shell instead. I think haste is like third priority or something. It should be, I think, Shell, then protect, and then haste. So the chance of getting haste is always pretty low. But Mindy's done an incredible job here. She's put in a lot of damage. I think we're over like halfway now. So this is where, like, if Cindy had done her job properly, I think we actually had a really good chance here. Yeah, so Armageddon was one turn later than I anticipated, but unfortunately, I think, again, we might be screwed here. Let's see. Do as you will and help each other both have a very good shot. Yeah, I always go with help each other because I think there's less chance of her taking a break if you choose that one. Hey Kayla, welcome to stream. So while they revive, let me check officially how much damage we've done. Yeah, 4.88 million left. So we're actually over halfway here. But we find ourselves in a pretty impossible position because... I'm still going to take this turn. Hey Blitzace, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So now, once again, we'll see what happens. But Ultra Spark hasn't happened for a turn or two, so I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to see one. I think if it's the first move we see, it's probably still best. Let's see. We have to take a chance and see if we can revive Cindy here. I take it you cheated Nemesis in, so why? Oh. I take it you cheated Nemesis in, so you don't have to fight Shinryu. No, I totally legitimately beat Shinryu. I don't know if you saw the last stream. It was totes legit. I got the 1 in 86 octillion run. So there it is. Razorbeak, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. And so yeah, as I suspected, so that whole thing was basically because Cindy had 2 chances to use auto life on herself and did not take it. So things will get really interesting once we survive the first Armageddon, and then actually kind of get back up to speed, and then I think we'll have a chance. So we'll see. So it's definitely, it doesn't feel like it's like a mega RNG kind of fight. It definitely seems doable, but I don't know if it's going to be like 3 attempts, 5 attempts, 10 attempts, or 50 attempts. I'm not sure what kind of range it's in, but I think we can definitely get it done, but it's going to take a bit of patience. I think still on the off chance that we get away with it, I think it's still worth tossing in that Hypermighty G first. But I'm still liking my double overdrive start strat for this. Makes this like 50% RNG, to be fair. Yeah, there's always a big element of it. Yeah, I did manage to get the haste in earlier in the attempt, I think before you arrived, but we still got broken down afterwards. And well, she used haste twice and then used something else and I couldn't get it to trigger again. Alright, I'll try to again keep a rough count here. Okay. Let's see. Let me just do it again. You should go to Remio Temple and bargain with this with direct control. That would be funny. They start charging like Yojimbo. They charge Gil for every like manual turn that you take with them. Ultra Spark. 4. What was the attack rank of Delta attack? It must be huge. Just use Coryphean's Megasys mod. Yeah, so that's what I have installed as well. I'm not going to use it for this fight. This is one fight I definitely don't want to use it for. But we're going to do a couple things. Hopefully once we beat Nemesis, where we're going to utilize that mod and have some fun. But not for now. If I'm not mistaken, Combined Powers sets all sisters to a fixed delay, so you could take Cindy and Sandy's turns and then combine powers on Mindy's. Okay, we'll definitely investigate that for the next run. But for now, Sandy's already down to 25k. What is this cure, man? What is that? And she didn't even cure the one in critical HP. Like, why is that even coded to be a thing? That's so dumb. It's not even healing the sister that's most in need of healing. It's ridiculous. They drive me crazy sometimes. Is Delta Tag even worth it versus trying to get Pasado earlier? Maybe, maybe not. We're experimenting. As I say, part of why I do it as well is to maybe try and increase all of their motivation more quickly to avoid less like shitty turns. So I think stuff like do as you will resulting in a passado is related to motivation as well. Like if you have a plus 20 motivation from using the overdrive twice, I think there's a greater chance that she uses it. Something like that. Alright, please Cindy. Oh my god. There is no help each other this time. Okay. I'm gonna have to take my chance with, I think, do as you will, maybe. Probably gonna take a break. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. This is the weirdness of Cindy. Nice. Hearted Dad, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Talking about creeping, you will do the side quest on this mod too, right? Yeah, for sure. We'll do everything we can. We'll leave no stone unturned. Hey Yoss, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So I managed to get down to about 4.8 million HP left on just a second attempt. So I think that's promising. But I've already lost track of the turns. I've not been paying attention again. Have you got plans for new threat 5 and 7 after this? It's looking the most likely thing, but there's still going to be a few sessions of this stuff for the time being. But it's definitely on my mind. Oh, these turns, man. We've had a cure, we've had a null. It's useless. Come on, haste. Oh. I remember doing those 3 good ones on PS2. Was doing much better than expected. Stopped playing Makalania. I don't remember why. It gets even more interesting after Makalania. That's a shame. Should go back to it someday. It's a fun challenge. One more time. Go. And Passado is huge in this fight. Okay, everybody has auto life. I think probably still help each other, honestly. I feel like there's a chance we can still save a death from an Ultra Spark or something like that. So this is good. Although Creeping, are you still sure that one more time always heals the same sister every time? Because we did get, I think, 4 Curagas in a row on Mindy last time. You still think that's luck? I'm not so sure. Obsessed with Shell. Just use haste. We've got so many buffs right now, but not haste. I'm hoping that this means there's a chance we get haste right before Armageddon, so that once we recover, we can just start using it again. Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, Carifian is correct once again. So I guess that really was RNG that it got used so many times. No! Just use... Why not use haste instead of taking a break? Wouldn't that have been so much better? Damn it. So now, we're in a bad position because if Ultra Spark happens, we're going to die. Well, 2 of us are going to die. And Passado's gone as well. It's gone to shit. But at least, okay, Armageddon came on this turn. I think that worked out for the best, actually. So we haven't had particularly great RNG for the sisters, but this part of the fight actually worked out well. This is the first time we had 3 auto lives in preparation, but I think there's a chance again that we get Ultra Spark on the next turn. So has to be help each other again. Are you gonna go? Oh, nice. Okay. Cindy doing the right thing. This gives us a chance, and this is where we really need like the haste to kick in to give us a better chance. That's twice in a row now. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that. This time it's Sandy letting me down. Not a single haste. 2 taking a breaks and throwing a nulled as well for no good reason. Yeah. So now we're like really on the back foot. And we're going to need Cindy to produce some magic here. Does dying affect their motivation? I think it does. I had like a glance through the FAQ recently. Oh, just use full life. It's so much better. So now we need auto life on Cindy again before she gets KO'd. So I'm going to take a chance and revive Sandy as well. But we're at the mercy of Ultra Spark once again. Kind of surprised me to realize Armageddon's damage form is actually not super impressive. It's just the power 36 strength move. It ignores defense. Yeah, for like a small amount of time, I wondered, is there any way you could use shield? You know, like how with Dark Yojimbo Zanmato, you can actually survive it. You have high enough HP, defense, and shield, and that kind of thing. But I assume even with like an Aeon shield, like 255, protect. If it's special damage, it ignores that anyway. Cheer, stuff like that, it can't be enough. I've never heard of Armageddon being survivable in any way. Okay, so again, Cindy's going to have to do the right thing here. This is the part of the fight where things get tough because we really are on the back foot here, and they're going to get KO'd a lot more frequently because they haven't come back with a lot of HP. But good move from Cindy. Can't complain about that. But I really need some haste or something to start coming in. Otherwise, we're in trouble. No. Sheesh, man. Oh, no. Sisters are floundering. I'm going to do one more time here. I think at least 2 of them should probably have auto life. Nope. So here's Ultra Spark. Cindy will get KO'd again. Part of why I also use auto life is just because it makes it easier for Cindy to then just use it again. But as you're seeing, we're kind of not really doing much damage at all. She took a break last time. So I don't know if I should do that or fight. Okay. Let me check the damage. $6 million left. Okay. So we've basically survived for longer than last time, but we've done a lot less damage because we spent a lot of it on the back foot. But Cindy this time, I can't fault her. She's doing all the right moves here. Thank you, Nick, for the gifted membership. Good to see you. But for the love of God, Sandy, give me a haste, please. Oh. Must have been like 15 turns or something. She hasn't done it. Lame. Again, this is tough. I really want to see if there's a chance of getting full life. I feel like it makes quite a big difference, but it's been long enough now that I feel like Armageddon, again, is not too far away. There's not too much point in having full life if Armageddon's coming in like 1 or 2 turns. It just won't make a difference. So I think we'd rather just keep doing this. So in this fight, it's unfortunately been Sandy just not playing ball here. Mindy's a trooper though. She always does her best. It's never too difficult to get her to start using Pasado. Like now and then she'll take a break or use a singular one, but more often than not she'll get a Pasado in. Cast shell, that's how it's done. Oh, Sandy. This would be such a good time to use one. No. I think like every time she would have used haste, she's deliberately used taking a break instead. I feel like those 3 taking a breaks should have been hastes. Good lord. I think I'd take a chance here. I think Armageddon is close by. I'm going to try and see if she will put possibly full life Mindy on the return. But then again, if Ultra Spark happens, then we're in trouble. Yeah. See, it's tough because if we get the Armageddon plus Ultra Spark combo, then I really need to make sure I keep spamming Auto Life. But if it's going to be a little bit different, then I could potentially benefit from a full life that would keep a sister alive for much longer. So I think for now I'm going to keep grinding away with Auto Life. Oh wait, she didn't even do it anyway. So much for that. That's why there's never too much point over strategizing with the sisters, because they could just turn around and just do some random move. So I guess the decision was made for me this time. Nope, refuses to. Mindy's still going for it, what a legend. I think this must bring it under 5 million again. Ultra Spark came first, okay. 5 million HP on the dot. Yeah, true. I think there should have been an offense command. You're right. Oh shit. I think I think Armageddon is coming now. Oh no. We screwed up. Yeah, if someone's dead, I think reviving always takes priority over another auto life. So this is really bad timing. We're screwed now. I bet this is when the haste happens. Actually, if Armageddon is going to be the next turn, which I feel like it's surely got to be at this stage, then maybe better to dismiss here and just see what chance we have after Armageddon. Because we're basically screwed anyway. Does anyone know if it is Armageddon? Has anyone been paying attention? Has anyone been doing the maths? I definitely haven't. I'll give it a few more seconds if anyone thinks so. I think just in the name of seeing what happens. No. Lazy chat, lazy viewers, what is this? Well, I just wanted to kick back and not have to do any of the work and have you guys do it all. Lame. Okay, I guess I was right. It was Armageddon time. Okay, let's find out what happens here. What kind of possibility is there? Because Ultra Spark was used right before this, so we might have a little bit of time. That's a good move. I think that's Yuno. No, it's Tidus. Okay, good. We're still doing okay. Yeah, it's funny, the Nemesis countering overdrives with Ultima is just not usually a problem. When you're high level, like that 5,000 damage it does is kind of meaningless. But we actually got a turn. Only problem is that I think Ultra Spark is next. Is it I think now, is it 66% chance of Ultra Spark and 33% chance of an attack, Korean? Because we got some really good RNG there. Which gives us a chance of survival, but if the next turn is Ultra Spark, obviously it kind of just sets it back. So I think, based on like its mechanics, I think it's Ultra Spark or attack. I think it can choose one of the two. Yeah. So unfortunately now there's a 66% chance of Ultra Spark being used and a 33% chance of a physical attack. So let's see. We've been very lucky to even get this for now. Yeah. I think basically, as soon as Ultra Spark happens, you're kind of... I think it's kind of almost worse than Armageddon, maybe, in that sense, or they're kind of equally equally bad. Like, we need at least that level of RNG or better to have a chance again. So here we go again. Are they all on auto haste? Yes, they are. Yeah, our luck ran out. So there you go. This attempt is over. I think even if Riku gets another turn, it's just... They all have auto fiends. I think they all do. I didn't check their armors too much, honestly. I've given them like a generic... this type of armor. I don't know if there's anything else that would be beneficial here. They don't really... Do they need a ribbon? I don't think there's any shattering. I don't remember. But yeah, again, 4 more turns before Yuna gets a chance. It's weird that we've stayed alive this long, but ultimately I don't think it really helps anything. But we'll see. Yeah, okay. I need to have a look at the auto haste Yuna thing. I think this was something about like deaths, the delay that you get from death. And sometimes auto haste, like if you're in certain situations, having auto haste doesn't help you at all. We had a chat about this with Karipin for No Suruga Shinryu when we were trying to think of like potential tweaks that we could make to armors. It was like a month ago or 6 weeks ago. Don't really remember too well, but he can explain why sometimes it's actually better. At least with Shinryu, it was the case that because you died every time after attacking, like auto haste wasn't as good. But let's see what he says. Rare case where you can rarely but potentially get Yuna's turn back quicker by throwing a chocobo feather / wing. Okay. Let's have a look at that.